sometime in 2019, I complained to him very bitterly about a libelous comment that was made against me, and that I wanted to give him notice that I would be suing those who had libeled me. And he said to me in his usual style, Professor, don't let these people bother you. Do you know what they did to me recently? They actually printed an invitation card that I was going to get married. on a Friday at the National Mosque. He said, and you won't believe Nigerians, there were thousands of them waiting for me at the National waiting for me to come and get married. and to tell you that President Buhari was always ready to laugh at himself. Of course, we've heard already from General IBM Haruna, retired, of how, when he was being criticized about his journeys and all that. But the second part of that story is that Femi also additional tells a story of how, following his overseas trips, which were criticized, by the press, in an opinion piece in a newspaper criticizing his travels abroad, the headline was, "When will President Buhari visit Nigeria?" End of quote. And the president laughed and laughed. I remember sometime in 2016, just before he went on his medical vacation, I told him I wanted to visit the oil-producing communities in the Delta, and that I thought dialogue with the militants in the wake of the destruction of pipelines and other assets was a good idea. And he told me the experiences of the then Minister of Youth and Sports, Dalong, who had visited the Delta some time back. But while agreeing with me that it was a good idea, and just as I was getting up to leave, he said with that mischievous glint in his eye, "Professor, don't be the first vice president to be kidnapped." There's a story that the president likes to tell, and it is about the German century. And Femi Adesina recounts that story in the book. And President Buhari told that story again when the peace committee headed by General Abdusalam Abubakar visited him. And also in that team were the Sultan of Sokoto and Bishop Hassan Kuka. They had come to appeal to him and that the anti-corruption war should be waged within the ambit of the rule of law. The president listened patiently and then responded, "In the military, there used to be a joke about the German sentry." And he then explained that when a sentry is on duty at night, an ordinary sentry, and he hears any movement in the dark, he would back out. Who goes there? Advance to be recognized, with his gun ready. He will then interrogate the person, and if he tells an acceptable story, he waves the person on. But the German sentry is different. When he hears a movement in the dark, he immediately lets out a volley of shots, and then he shouts, "Who went there?" Of course, there will be absolute silence because he's already killed the person. The president then explained to his audience that when he came as a military ruler, he was like the German sentry. I packed all the people who were suspected of corruption and kept them in protective custody. And I told them that they were corrupt until they could prove themselves innocent. But now, under a democratic setting, I see corrupt people going around in Rolls-Royce cars, but they remain innocent until I can prove them guilty. Femi Adesina writes that on one occasion, President Buhari sent him to represent him at a book launch. And when he asked him, "So how much should I donate on your behalf?" President Buhari said, "Give them a big smile." and tell them that that is what I sent. I hope on behalf of the authors today that those of you here will come with more than a big smile. Congratulations again, my brother Femi Adesina, and congratulations to President Buhari for yet another literary celebration of your intriguing and significant life and time. Thank you all very much.